Jai Gurudev. I'll just chant Gayatri Mantra and we will see whether this session is audible or not. Okay. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Yo Nah Prachodayat. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. Jai Gurudev. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this workshop that's being conducted under the divine guidance of Param Pujya Gurudev and Param Vandaniya Mataji. Let us chant 3 Omkaras followed by Guru Vandana and commence this first session on understanding the rationale and ritual of Gayatri Yagna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. In this session, we have people with varied backgrounds that have joined us from all over the globe. So, this is a warm welcome to all of you. And I have seen the description that you all have filled out in the Google Sheets, right? So, there are some of you who are relatively new to the mission, Gayatri Parivar, and its activities, while some of you are very senior. I mean, you have been in the mission for all your life. So let's set the tone for these sessions. Okay, let's understand what we're going to learn through these sessions and how we will conduct them in the coming few weeks. Okay, so these sessions are meant for sharing the little understanding that I have about the concepts related to Gayatri Yagna and also my experiences while interacting with different people outside the Parivar and within the Parivar. And I want to share those experiences with you. Okay. So, as the title says, the ritual and rationale of Gayatri Yagna, right? So, if you want to just learn about Gayatri Yagna, there are some wonderful videos and audios that are available from Shantikunj. You can listen to them, know the mantras, the intonation, the cadence with which the mantra needs to be chanted. So you can know all of it, and there is a brief description about how to do the karma kanda as well. Right? What is to be done while the mantra is chanted, and what is the bhavana with which it has to be done. That is there as part of the audio files that you can all listen. I will share those links with you. You can listen to them and you can learn. It is a perfect start for anybody who is already associated with the mission and they have a fair understanding of what goes inside the ritual and who are already with a spiritual bent of mind. There is an acceptance to what is being done and you just go with the flow. In this session, I am focusing mostly for people who want to understand why it is being done, the way it is being done. And what is it that I tell to my friends and colleagues who come in touch with me as to, okay, what does Gayatri Parivar mean? What do you mean when you say that Gayatri and Yagna are the foundation stones of Gayatri Parivar? And you can be very zealous yourself. You can say that, oh, I'm associated with the mission for these many years. However, when you go about explaining to somebody else, you are at a loss because they are not resonating to the same frequency as you are, right? The kind of surrender you have for Parampuji Gurudev, the kind of understanding that you have of the mission, it is not there for somebody who you're talking to. So these are people talking two different languages. So how do you go past this barrier, the language barrier, the understanding barrier, and still convey your point across to somebody else? Okay. So that is one learning that we will do during this course. Then there is another thing, right? The other thing is, okay, I've been with the mission and I'm interested to learn about Yagya. I want to have an understanding myself before I even approach somebody else. That is also a fair expectation. Okay. So this session will also help those people to gain an understanding individually, and then that will give you an opportunity to do something with the associated understanding, that tanmayata, right? So you will be able to involve yourself fully, body and mind, into the ritual when you perform Gayatri Yagna. Then there is this third set of people, which is the senior people, the experienced people who want to perform this yagna or conduct this yagna outside, I mean, to a larger audience. So it could be in their apartment, it could be in their society or colony, or even to a much bigger audience. So when you want to connect with such a audience with different backgrounds and different understandings, different professions, and different level of commitment to what they are doing, then how is it that you share your understanding to them? How is it that you connect to them? So these are the three perspectives with which we will have these sessions. Okay. So today's session is more introductory in nature. Okay. So in today's session, we will understand two words, which is Gayatri and Yagna. Because whenever you say you're doing Gayatri Yagna, these are the two words that comprises what you're telling, right? So let us understand these two words individually. Gayatri. I'm sure all of us have our own understanding of what Gayatri stands for. There are so many aspects to her. And even if we consolidate all our understanding together, right, in this session we are about 20 of us, and each of us give our own understanding of what Gayatri is, and we consolidate all of them. Even then, we will have only touched the tip of the iceberg. Okay, that is the expansive nature of the word Gayatri and its understandings, the various levels of understanding we have of Gayatri. However, we will stick to the most simplest of understandings of all of these. Okay, so since there are so many ways of understanding Gayatri, let's use this fact to our advantage when we go to in front of different types of audience, right? And we will project Gayatri in a way that is suited for that particular audience based on the background of that person or the group where you want to give a pitch for Gayatri Yagna. So the first kind of people that we'll talk of is, okay, these are people who are already very religious, very spiritual minded. To those people, you can give the bhakti aspect of Gayatri, where you can say, okay, Gayatri, she is the Adi Shakti. the primordial power. She is the Veda Mata, Vishwa Mata, Deva Mata. And this explanation and this definition of Gayatri will be perfectly acceptable to such a person or to such a group. Now, when you come to the second category of people, the second category is like, okay, I am devoted to God, some God, but not necessarily Gayatri. I'm sure many of us have come across such people, right? So they say, okay, I am a Upasak of Hanuman. I am Shivji's Upasak. Why should I do Gayatri? Why are you saying that Gayatri is the fundamental primordial power? And why should I even do Gayatri Mantra? You can give a different perspective of Gayatri. Okay? And all of these perspectives are perfectly valid. All of these have been given by Gurudev himself in various of his books. So the Bible or the reference, the encyclopedia for us, for anything related to Gayatri is Gayatri Mahavignan. Those of you who can read Hindi, you have Gayatri Mahavigyan in Hindi. And those of you who cannot read Hindi but can only understand English, there is the Super Science of Gayatri, which is an abridged version of Gayatri Mahavigyan, but which capsulates the essence of Gayatri. And there are also several Vangmayas of Gurudev, which talk about Gayatri and Yagya. Right? So we can go into deeper study of those, but today let us just scratch the surface of these mammoth books, or what can I say? These are like Brihat Grantha. And try to see, okay, if we can get few bullet points in which we can to different kinds of people. So now, second set of people who is devoted to some God, he believes in God, not necessarily. So such people, this is one way of approaching to them. Okay, you can say that. Gayatri, the word in Sanskrita means Gayan Trayate iti Gayatri. Sanskrit doesn't make much sense to most of us, isn't it? Gayatri is the one who protects our life. There comes a word which is life. So what is meant by life? What defines whether we are alive or not? So what is it that defines that we are alive or not? It is our breath. As long as we are breathing, we are alive. If the breathing stops, we are dead. So Gayatri is that energy that provides prana, the prana shakti. This prana shakti is not limited to the prana of just human beings. She is the prana that is flowing in all the beings of the universe, which is why she is also called Vishwamata, the mother of the universe. Why is she the mother? Because she is who has given life to every being on the universe. That is why she is called the universal mother or the Vishwamata. But when you say mother in this context, that is because she is your very own breath, the prana shakti. Since Gayatri is the most fundamental aspect of the universe, that is why it is said that Gayatri Upasana is a must for everybody who is alive. Now, that is the only qualification that one needs to have to do Gayatri sadhana or upasana. What is that one qualification? That they should be alive, they should be breathing. No, if you are alive, If you're breathing, you can do Gayatri. So now, in order for you to succeed in the upasana of any other god or goddess, you need to do upasana of Gayatri. For this very truth, because she is the fundamental one. So now if you look at any god or goddess, right? So they have a Gayatri of their own. Like you have Hanuman Gayatri. Anjani Sutaya Vidmahe Vayuputraya Dhimahi Tanno Marutih Prachodayat. So that is the Hanuman Gayatri. Similarly, you have Gayatri mantra for each of the gods and goddesses that you can think of. There is Shiv Gayatri, there is Tulasi Gayatri, there is Durga Gayatri, there is Lakshmi Gayatri, there is Vishnu Gayatri. So we have Gayatri mantra for each of these gods because she is the energy behind all of them. Now let's understand this concept of Gayatri being the energy within all the gods with an example. Okay. All of us in our day to life, we use many devices, right? At home, we have a refrigerator, we have a television, we have an air conditioner, we have a room heating system. All these devices we use in our daily life. And each of these devices work differently. I mean, they do a different thing for us. But there is something common to all of them. What is it that is common to all of them? They all work on the same energy, which is the electrical energy. So now, if we correlate these devices or technology and the energy with Gayatri and the other gods, you can compare Gayatri to be the electrical energy. That is the life force, and all the different gadgets are like the other divine energies, each representing a specific quality. Okay. So we will talk more about what each of these devatas represent later in our sessions when we come to the step called Devavahana. There we invoke each of these gods and deities while performing the yajna. So there I'll go in depth about what each of these Devata Shaktis stand for. Okay. So for now, let us understand that Gayatri is the life force that enlivens all the Devata Shaktis that you know of, or those even that you don't know of. Okay. So now this is the kind of approach that you can have when you go to a sadhak who is not necessarily a Gayatri Upasaka. So based on this seeds, right, you can develop more on it because you know best about the person that who you're talking to, right? So with this approach, you can kind of explain to them about Gayatri and why Gayatri is important to be introduced in his or her sadhana. Now let's go to the third aspect. And this third aspect of Gayatri is for someone who does not believe in God. It could be a so-called intellectual who does not want to do anything with religion or spirituality. So even to such people, Gayatri is very relevant because Gayatri is not the name of a god. Gayatri represents our breath. So we all along discussed that she is the very breath, she is the prana that keeps us alive. So this person, whether he believes in God or not, he must be believing in breath. right? He must agree that it is because of breathing that he is alive. It is like saying that, okay, I don't believe in gravitational force. So does it make any difference at all? So whether you believe in gravitational force or not, it does not matter because it exists anyway. And it works in the same way for someone who believes in it or someone who does not believe in it. Because these are the forces in nature. And it is not waiting for you to believe so that it should function or not. So similar is the situation with Gayatri. So whether you give the name of Gayatri or not is a different matter, right? You might not call your breath Gayatri, but we can understand ourselves how breathing and Gayatri are related. When we breathe, we do two things. We inhale, we exhale. We take in air and we give out. This very action of inhalation and exhalation is what is called as Ajapa Gayatri. So, whether you're doing any specific sadhana of Gayatri or not, it's not important because even without doing any sadhana, you're still a Gayatri sadhak because from the very moment that you have taken birth, you're doing Ajapa Gayatri. That is why the symbolism of Mother Gayatri can be explained with the breathing process because you see her as having the Vahana of swan or Hamsa. She is Hamsa Vahini. And now when you inhale and exhale, there is a muscle called diaphragm, right, which plays a very important role in the breathing process. It expands and contracts when you inhale and exhale. And if you were to look at this movement of the muscle when you're breathing, it is exactly like a bird flapping its wings. So that is what has been symbolically represented as the bird on which Gayatri is seated. Going one step further, if you observe your breath very keenly, for those who have this awareness of breath, you will realize that you make a sound so when you inhale and hum when you exhale. So if you combine these two sounds, it forms hamsa or soham. This is what is described as the soham sadhana also. All this are centered around your breathing process. It has nothing to do whether you want to call it Gayatri or not. So this is how Gayatri has an important place in your life, whether you realize it or not. Right? So there are so many ways of understanding Gayatri. And when we say that Gayatri is the Yuga Shakti, she is the need of the era, which is why we are promoting Gayatri in a big way, right? Which is why Parampuji Gurudev wanted Gayatri to be available to each and every person on this earth, irrespective of their caste, creed, and background. Before, if you see, in the Dark Ages, Gayatri was only available to the Brahmins, to the elite. However, what did Parampuji Gurudev do? He got her down, the descent of Gayatri, such that each and every person has access to the Gayatri mantra. So now, why is it that we need to spread Gayatri? There might be questions like, okay, why is it required? And can I do it? Can women do Gayatri? Can somebody who is not a Brahmin do Gayatri? Right? All these questions come up when you go to talk to people or ask them to do Gayatri mantra japa. So now let us understand why she is the need of the era. Why is it that we want to promote Gayatri and Gayatri mantra in such a big way? Why is it required? So Gayatri, all of us must have heard through our association with Gayatri Parivar, right? Gayatri is the mantra of Buddhi Prachodana. What does Buddhi mean and what does Prachodana mean? Buddhi means intellect. Your ability to discriminate, to differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. That is Buddhi. And what is Prachodana? Prachodana means refinement. So how does Gayatri do Buddhi Prachodana and why is it required in this date and time? You might say, okay, it is in fact not relevant at all because this is the intellectual age. There's so many intelligent people in this era than they were in any other time. But Parampuja Gurudev differs in this aspect. He says that Buddhi is the most uncommon thing found in today's world. Let's see if it's true or not. Okay. Because Buddhi is not intelligence in the sense of how much education or wealth or status you have acquired. If Buddhi was defined like that, yes, I agree that there are a lot of intelligent people, a lot of educated people, wealthy people, well-off people now. However, that is not Buddhi. So Buddhi refers to the ability to choose right from wrong, to choose the noble path, and to be far-sighted, to look beyond the immediate benefits and to see what are the long-term implications that any of your actions have on yourself and your surroundings. So I can give many examples to show how the majority of population today seriously lacks Buddhi. On a cigarette pack, it is written that cigarette smoking is injurious to health. So if we were intelligent, if we had Buddhi, then nobody should have taken that pack of cigarette and smoked, right? But people smoke anyway. So do they have Buddhi? All of us know that we need to protect our environment because without that, there is no future, there's no life for us. We know of the serious consequences that we have to face if we do not protect our environment. But we destroy the environment anyway. What does it show? This again shows lack of Buddhi. And Gayatri Mantra is what inspires us towards righteousness, towards choosing the right from the wrong. The beauty of the mantras in Sanskrita is that they're correct by construction. Even if you do not understand why it is written in such a way, merely by chanting that mantra, there is something that happens to us, within us. And we have this ability that gets developed within us. So that is why Gayatri is said to be the need of the era. And which is why we want each and every one of us to be understanding and chanting Gayatri Mantra. So now let me pause. I've been talking for a long time, right? Let me pause for a moment here and take any questions that you have so far. You can ask, you can use the chat window here or WhatsApp. So we're looking at both of them. If you have any questions, please do type it in these two places. Let me see if this chat window is working or not. Okay. At least my message is broadcasted. And also please give me feedback on how it has been so far. Is it too fast, too slow, too basic for you? Anything? Any feedback that you have? Because this will help us calibrate our sessions so that I can take your feedback and then mold these sessions accordingly. Yesterday in the group, there was a message from some Parijans that I should keep it very simple. So I'm trying to follow that suggestion. If there is anything else that you want to let me know, please do. Okay, I have a question, which is when should we chant Gayatri Mantra? So that person should answer me, when should we breathe? Is there any particular time which is good for breathing? And is there a time when it's okay not to breathe? Did you get my answer? You can do Gayatri Mantra anytime. Even if you do not realize you are doing Gayatri Japa. That is what we discussed as Ajapa Gayatri. Right? So the best way of doing Gayatri Mantra Japa in the form of sadhana is, there are three things related to that. Okay, if that is the question that you want to ask, so always do Gayatri Mantra Japa for a fixed count in a fixed place and at a fixed time. So the regularity is very important, right? So this is very similar to exercise. So you do exercise for a day, you go to gym for a day, and then so you won't see progress, right? You won't see if there is no regularity. So doing it at a regular time and same count is what makes Gayatri Mantra Japa effective.
How are the surroundings affected when you chant Gayatri Mantra?
So there is another question. How are the surroundings affected by doing Gayatri Mantra Japa? We will talk about how it happens, not just with Gayatri Mantra, but with the various mantras that we chant as part of Gayatri Yagna. I have a very short answer. The surroundings, I will divide this surroundings into two things. Okay, one is your own self, your own body, the various levels of your own body, your emotional self, your mental self, your physical self. Here, right? Tune with each other when you do Gayatri Mantra. Reference for that is Gayatri Aksharanyasa that Parampuji Gurudev has given in Gayatri Mahavignan. I will show in subsequent sessions, and it shows how resonates to the various Bijaksharas that are there in Gayatri Mantra.
बोलते हैं जो गायत्री परिवार के हैं और भी बहुत लोग बोलते हैं, लेकिन जो नहीं बोलते उनको कैसे एनकरेज करना है कि हमें गायत्री मंत्र बोलने के लिए.
So there is another question. It says that कि हम तो मान लेते हैं कि गायत्री मंत्र करना अच्छी बात है, कैसे कहें? So my first step to convincing somebody else is yourself first. Ask anybody else. You do yourself and see the benefits that you have. Because they might not be impressed with the Gayatri Mantra itself, but everybody is impressed with the benefits that Gayatri Mantra has to offer. Once you can convince them with what your own experience has been of regularly doing Gayatri Mantra Japa, others also to do Gayatri.
People who have never heard of Gayatri, how can we explain or define Gayatri in simple words?
There is another question as to how do you, for new people who have never heard of Gayatri, how can we explain or define Gayatri in simple words? So, depending on who you're talking to, you can use one of the approaches. Gayatri Mantra as the Prana Shakti that is present within you. And Gayatri Mantra chanting is a way of increasing that level of prana within yourself. Right? And when the level of prana is more, it not only gives you physical benefits in terms of health, vitality, but it also gives you a host of other qualities that get developed within you when you chant Gayatri Mantra. So I will share you some of the qualities. Actually, each of the Bijakshara have an associated quality with them. Okay, and all these get developed when you chant Gayatri Mantra.
For those who have mental illness, how do we make them, because they can't chant Gayatri, how can you give them benefit?
Sure. So, the question is, for somebody who has a mental illness, how can we heal that person through Gayatri Mantra, or how should we pass on the benefit of Gayatri Mantra to such a person, right? He himself or she himself is not in a position to chant. In such a case, any person close to them can chant the Gayatri Mantra, do the Gayatri Mantra Japa with a glass of water in front of them. Okay, it could be in a kalash, it could be in a small glass of water. So do your regular Mantra Japa, and then once you have completed the Mantra Japa, this water gets charged, okay, with the mantra chanting that you have done, and give that water to the mentally challenged person, and you can pass on the benefit of Gayatri Mantra Japa through the medium of that water.
What is the difference when we chant the mantra loudly versus when we chant it calmly, silently?
It is a personal preference. Okay, some people like to chant it loudly. It helps them focus better. It helps their mind from not wavering. While some people might prefer to close their eyes and chant mentally. Okay, that typically when we are addressing a gathering, we chant Gayatri mantra loudly so that everybody can follow suit. Okay, even if they do not know the mantra, after 2-3 chantings, they also join their voice. However, when you do as an individual sadhana, it is best done with your choose a nice cozy place. Okay, it could be your puja room, it could be a nice corner in your house where you have you're left to yourself. It's peaceful, no disturbance. Sit on it and have your back straight. Having the back straight is a very important thing whenever you do any sadhana, any upasana. With your back straight and closed eyes, you can chant Gayatri mantra. Even when you chant Gayatri mantra, there could be lip movement. Some people like it. Okay, you can move your lips. There is no sound that comes out, but you keep moving your lips as you chant Gayatri mantra. Some people do it totally mentally. Okay, so it depends on what makes you feel best. Okay, closing the eyes is preferable because whatever energy you are gathering through the process of mantra japa is retained within the body, and eyes is a door with which the energy goes outside. So by closing it, you're conserving that energy within yourself. Okay. So we just have a last couple of minutes and we will close. So before that, let me just touch upon the word yajna. Okay. So we have so far been talking about understanding the word Gayatri in many different ways. So the second word that forms Gayatri Yagna is the word Yagna. What does Yagna mean? So Gayatri and Yagna are like two sides of a coin. Okay? If Gayatri is the knowledge aspect, Yagna is the action part of that same coin. Okay? One is the Gyan Paksh and the other one is the Karma Paksh. So can anybody tell me if knowledge is important or action is important? You can't choose one from the other because both are important. When you want to do something, you need to have the right knowledge about it. And if you have the right knowledge about it, that is not sufficient because you should do something with it in order to make a tangible difference. So both knowledge and acting upon that knowledge is very important. Right? So we will talk about different aspects of yajna in the course of these next few sessions that we will all come together, and then we will understand from the next session onwards how each and every step that we do during the ritual of Gayatri Yagna, what is the meaning and why is it done, and why is it done in that order. So there are many things that we will try to understand during the next few sessions. I will publish the agenda every time in advance so that we have an understanding about what is going to come next.
केवल शुद्धिकरण के साथ ही करें या ठीक है कि अगर घर में अशुद्धि हो, जैसे कोई मर गया हो, बच्चा पैदा हो, तब भी कर सकते हैं?
So there is one other question that has come in. So the question is, can we do Gayatri mantra only when we are in pure surroundings, in clean surroundings, or is it okay when there is a death in the family, or when there is something that is not positive, looked upon as positive in the society? And my answer remains the same. I mean, I think when there is a lot of tension around, there's something negative going on in your life or in the surroundings, it makes more sense to do Gayatri Mantra with more tenacity, with more emotion, because you're not only cleansing yourself, but you're also sending out the positive vibrations that are going to suppress the negativity that is going on around you. So I would encourage you to do more and more during such conditions. So in simple, you can do Gayatri Mantra Japa whenever you want. As long as you're breathing, you can do Gayatri Mantra. So we will stick to the timings that we have published so that it is convenient for all of us. And I thank you all for joining this session, taking out time for you, from your busy life. And it gives me a great opportunity to be interacting with you all. And I look forward to the next sessions. So let us just do the Shanti Mantra and close the session for today. Om Dhyauh Shantirantarikshagham Shantihi Prithvi Shantihi Apashantihi Oshadaya Shantihi Vanaspataya Shantihi Vishve Deva Shantihi Brahma Shantihi Sarvagam Shantihi Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi Om Vishvani Deva Savitur Duritani Parasuva Yad Bhadram Tannasuva Om Shanti 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 Rishtan Sushanti Bhavatu. Jai Gurudev.